Being battle tested is something that all of us throughout life face, and particularly in the world of athletics, because in most cases during our season, we're battle tested each week, and sometimes in some sports twice, 3 times a week. James 1 and 2 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds." Now that's hard to do, to face trials and tribulations and negative things that happen to us with joy. The only way joy can come to you is through your attitude, and your attitude has to be positive. A positive attitude is when you make up your mind that you'll look at all adversity as an opportunity. Controlling your mind can be summed up with this statement: it's like mind over matter. If you don't mind, it won't matter. In Romans 12:2, the Apostle Paul made it very clear that in order to understand God's will for our life, we must be in control of our mind. Here's what he said: "Let your mind be remade, then your whole nature will be transformed. Then you'll be able to discern and understand God's perfect will for your life." Recognizing and understanding that God has a plan and a purpose and a will for our life is essential to all success in life. We make decisions as we go through life, many times based on our belief that God has a plan and a purpose for us. In today's society, like Jesus was, we are consistently tested. Our character, our commitment, our beliefs are tested almost every day. Through television, social media, all of the things that we are affected by, we're tested. Now, Jesus suffered pain, loneliness, frustration, hunger, criticism. What was his attitude? Bring it on. Bring it on. A young man that played for me in 1979 was injured on the football field. He became paralyzed. He made a head-on tackle with another teammate in a scrimmage. From that moment forward, this young man, Kyle Woods' life would never be the same. Talk about adversity. How about waking up in the morning and not being able to move any part of your body? And how about facing that for your lifetime? But yet Kyle faced life with such a positive attitude that he inspired and touched others every day of his life. Our football team in 1979 and again in 1980 were empowered by his attitude about life. In 1980, we were playing Arkansas. We just had a huge defeat against a team that we should have beaten at home. We would have been otherwise undefeated. We're playing Arkansas. They were picked to win the championship. We play them at home on national television. Kyle had been injured the year before and not been back. He came back that day, and in the dressing room, I said, "Kyle, do you have anything to say to your teammates?" He was in his wheelchair, paralyzed basically from the neck down. He said, "I sure do, Coach." I rolled him into the center of the room, and his teammates were all around him. And then, as I'm standing behind him, looking down at his shoulders, his muscular top of his body was still firm. And I saw his muscles tighten up, and I couldn't imagine what he was going to do. But he looked at his teammates, and he said, "Here's what it is, guys. You have to turn a setback into a comeback." That resonated because we just had a big setback. Now we're playing Arkansas, and the truth was that if we beat Arkansas and go and win the rest of our games, we'll be the conference champions and probably high in the nation. And then all of a sudden, don't know how he did it, he reached down, grabbed the arms of his wheelchair, arched his hips forward, pushed up somehow, some way, rocked up on his feet, and stood up in the room to demonstrate to his teammates and his coaches, turning a setback into a comeback. That was the first time Kyle ever stood, and it was the last time. He lived 30 more years and never stood again. Why was he able to do it at that time? Because his attitude was to teach his teammates, you must turn a setback into a comeback. Coach, you not only have to apply those rules to your life, but you have to apply them to those that you teach every day. They're facing every adversity you can imagine. The young people you coach need you as an example to turn setbacks into comebacks.